Alright, broski, it's T, and I'm back, man, with a video on Dr. Layne Norton, our favorite fake doctor. It's no evidence weight loss improves health. There are no health benefits from losing weight. What the fitness bio Layne? Okay. Let's find out. Let's review this video.
What's up, guys? We're back. It's Friday, and so you know what time it is. It's time for What the Fitness. Let's get 'em. This week we have a video from Build a Body UK. I've had interaction with this gal before. This is not going to go well. I know it.
I know who she is. She's absolutely correct.
Moniker is Fat Doctor UK, and I'm sure I will get accused of fat shaming and racism in this video for giving science.
You're not really giving scientific proof. What you're giving is, yes, you're giving scientific proof in the moment of what has been manifested out of our unnatural diet and living in an unnatural world. That's the scientific thing that you're giving. How did we get here to this point? Can you reverse this damage that has been caused to us? Dr. Layne Norton, are we devolving or are we evolving? Think about that. Ponder that thought.
Scientific references, but let's see what she has to say about obesity.
I'm fat because I drink too much red wine and I don't exercise enough.
That's not true. You're not fat because of what you eat and how much exercise you do. That is the line that everybody is led to believe.
Left you now and ran up and down Leicester Square for 3 hours and then went home and had a piece of lettuce and then came in and did the same tomorrow and the day after that and the day.
Okay, I want to debate this part. The part where they say in science that we're made up of 3 different groups. So we have ectomorphs, mesomorphs, and endomorphs. I do believe that, and this is a belief, I can't really prove it, but I definitely believe that in the past, if you go way back in the past, I don't know, it could be thousands of years ago, before the time that we started to eat a slave diet, before they invented bread and possibly beer and some big bunch of weird stuff, starting to eat like wheat and shit and, I don't know, bark off a tree. But before that time when they started to eat that, before we started eating a slave diet, I do believe our natural diet, what we were eating in the wild, we were all similarly the same. We had really good genetics, we were very well developed, and we were one body type. But at some point when we started eating a slave diet, our genetics got damaged, we became damaged, and it split in 3 directions. And this is the cause of what happens to us. And now I believe we're reaching another crossroad of infertility, a bunch of things, low testosterone. We are getting so many problems, small penises, small testicles, people being born as women, boys as girls now, I don't know, whatever. All these things, okay, and sex changes, a bunch of other things going on now. But this is a kind of de-evolving. I wouldn't say we're evolving, because if we were, we would be getting better as a society. And the fact is, we're getting weaker. We're getting much more sicker, iller. We rely more on the medical system. It's overcapacitated because it's what we're eating. Yeah. And we're developing more and more artificial food, more crazy artificial food, poisoning ourselves with toxins and chemicals. It's never ending, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse all the time.
After that, I would start to look like a supermodel.
Only for a few months, and then you would stop. In fact, you would start regaining weight within the first year. That is a fact.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would say that the herbivore diet, which is not your natural diet, definitely. And if you try to lose that weight on a herbivore diet by just reducing the so-called calories and not the nutrient-dense foods, which you're not eating, then yes, you'll gain back that weight. So what's the point? Does it have any health benefits of losing weight on a herbivore diet? Absolutely not. But the question is, will you have health benefits if you return to your natural diet? That is the question. Yes. See what I mean? All these people, when they put you on these diets, they just simply want you to reduce your calories. They want you to continually eat this garbage, fake slave food. And so, yes, you've starved yourself now to lose weight, which is incredibly stupid. That will actually destroy your health by by starving yourself on a herbivore diet, okay, which is lacking in many nutrients. And then the second problem is they can't be maintained. And so they go back to this behavior. It's a kind of change in behavior that will get you to be normalized. But she probably hasn't thought about it. And Layne Norton doesn't either, because they're not in touch with nature. They keep thinking in the man's world.
That's not fiction, that is an absolute fact. And there is literally no evidence that weight loss is going to benefit anybody's health, whether they're a child or an adult. I'm willing to stake my medical career on the fact that you are...
Yes, in a herbivore setting, there will be no benefits if you're eating your fake diet. But if you eat your natural diet, I guarantee there will be health benefits right away. I think I have an idea why Layne Norton's laughing, but okay.
The lies that we've been sold about obesity, especially childhood obesity, are not true. They are there to benefit the weight loss industry, not to benefit children. Evidence is...
They are to benefit the weight loss industry. It's to keep you coming back. That's the whole point. They don't really want to tell you the secret of what makes you healthy, and they don't want you to become change your diet to do that. See what I mean? They don't want people to realize what makes them healthy. Your natural diet in nature is what makes you healthy and strong, yes.
Very clear. Up to 98% of people that attempt weight loss will have regained all the weight within 5 years. That is up to 98% of people, and that is absolutely unquestionable.
And I can tell you why, because again, they're on a fake herbivore diet. You're not a herbivore. Eating these man-made slave foods, the slave food that they're feeding you. But nobody ever on a carnivore diet, who went on a carnivore diet, ever regained any of this false weight. I can guarantee you, if anything, they completely transformed their bodies. Really, they just went back to normal the way they should be.
Second thing, this idea that energy in and energy out and energy calorie deficits is nonsense.
So this...
That's a Greg Doucette thing. The energy in and out, calories in and out. It is nonsense. That's why you have to go on a high nutrient-dense protein diet. That's the whole point. Your cells really just want nutrients. They don't want sugar, toxins, and all these weird things. They definitely hate toxins, cells. Cells hate toxins and sugar and weird drugs and weird foods and stuff and all this garbage, or the lack thereof, these nutrients. So your cells really gravitate towards nutrients, but the problem is these nutrients, they need to be extracted from what? Meat. Meat is nutriently dense. The more dense the food in nutrients, the more healthy you become. See, here's the thing. I always thought that vegetables and fruit were dense in nutrients. I had it wrong. And so I thought if I ramp it up, I should get much better. But in fact, if you don't know what is inside fruits and vegetables, well, they have toxins and sugar, so you can't really get to the good stuff. And they lack in nutrients, actually, when I found out. They lack nutrients, so there's no point. So what has the most nutrient-dense foods? Meat. Animal products do. The problem is you can't get to them. They're really hard. Maybe you can find a farmer who has like free-range chickens where the yolks are really red. They're extremely nutrient dense. Or he has animals where he slaughters them when they're still nutrient dense and not old cows feeding you old meat and stuff like that. The more nutrient dense foods are, the healthier, the stronger, and the healthier you become. And yes, yeah, it will be epigenetic, definitely. You'll carry it on to your children. It'll carry on.
An example of having a partial truth and then a big lie. Is she...
I gotta say, he looks pretty good, actually. He doesn't look so bad. I don't know how old he is. He still looks pretty good here. He has a type of receding hairline at the top of his head. His skin looks pretty good. I don't know. I can't really tell. He's probably because he's still young. We'll find out when he gets older. I don't know.
Right that people in research studies where they lose weight, that they tend to regain it? Yes. Is she right that you will lose...
If they eat the wrong diet, they regain it. Yes, she is absolutely correct. You're correct.
Lose weight. In research studies, people lose weight up to a certain point and then begin regaining it. Yes. So the question becomes, Why? Well,
Because they're eating the wrong diet. They're not eating their diet in nature.
her supposition is that they're still hardcore sticking to the diet and the weight is just coming back on. So, first off, you can't create matter out of nothing. Did you take basic physics? Those carbons that you're using to build...
Yeah, energy creates matter. Think about this. And if energy creates matter, which food has the most energy? Well, it would be the herbivore diet. It's an energy-dense diet that will create that. But an animal diet is not an energy-dense diet. It's a high nutrient-dense diet. See what I mean? The herbivores, they need a lot of energy. So what do? They eat grass. They eat these plants. That plant converts energy into matter. They could do that. But humans can't. They think they can, but they can't. They can hold a lot of glycogen in their muscle, a lot of this dead weight. They could get fat, build up triglyceride, try to pretend they're like a herbivore, but other than that, nah, it's not going to work for them, man. That energy is just going to make you fat. It's not going to turn into muscle like a herbivore. So it's pointless to be eating. It's pointless. It'll just destroy your health.
Mass. They have to come from somewhere. This isn't like a wizard just like whoosh, and you have body fat.
No, there's absolutely no benefit in dieting. What benefits you is eating your natural diet. There you go.
No, you have to create the carbons from somewhere. So where do they come from? From eating. So why do people regain the weight? Because they stop adhering to the diet. If she actually read these studies rather than just parrot...
No, they're eating the wrong diet. You're wrong, doctor. They're eating the wrong food.
The top line, if she actually read them and looked at the adherence data, she would see that these people's regain in body weight correlates exactly to the drop in adherence. They just stop following the diet. How many of you have done diets?
Because you can only starve yourself for so long. You understand me? This guy's an idiot. Listen, Mr. Dr. Layne Norton. You can only starve yourself so long and be malnourished. Do you understand? Until the body shuts down and you die. Or go into a coma or a stupor or whatever. What the hell are you talking about? It is unsustainable to starve yourself to lose weight.
And just, you were sticking to, be honest with yourself, because some of you will comment, be like, I was doing the diet. No, you weren't. How many of you were actually doing it and then started regaining the weight? By the way, where are all these fat concentration camp victims? Oh, wait, they don't fucking exist, because when you eat less than you expend, you lose weight. And this idea that...
And the problem is now we have three groups of people. We have ectomorphs, mesomorphs, and endomorphs. When did they ever pop up? See what I mean? Is this a part of de-evolution?
Losing weight is not beneficial to health. If you are normal weight or lean, losing weight probably not beneficial to health and may actually be a negative. If you are obese and you lose weight, we see improvements in your risks for cardiovascular disease, cancer, type 2 diabetes. All markers of metabolic health improve. And even in people, because there's...
They do they? On a herbivore diet, temporarily starving yourself? Yeah. Your body's busy. Its defense mechanisms are turned on. You're accelerating aging. Anything that is stressful to your body, like doing this, will accelerate aging. And defense mechanisms are turned on, so it doesn't have time for these disease things. But eventually it could give you a disease, starving yourself for quite a while. Something will break eventually.
It's like, well, if you just practice healthy habits, you get all the benefits of them. There's what's called fat but fit.
What's a healthy habit, Mr. Layne Norton? Eating an unnatural diet, trying to lose weight on an artificial diet, and then gaining it back. What is normal? What the fuck?
Which is people who have normal blood work, but they are obese. And so some people have said, well...
They have normal blood work, but they're obese. Why are they obese? Why are people obese, Layne Norton? Why don't you go into that more depth? Why are they obese?
Well, if the blood work's normal, then what's the problem?
What's making them obese?
So there actually was a comparison done of the risk of cardiovascular disease, mortality, and cancer in people who were basically fat but fit versus people who had similar blood markers but were...
How could you be fat and fit, Mr. Layne Norton? You just said normal, this, that. How are people able to be fat and fit at the same time? Because you're just doing things, you're moving around. Fit has nothing to do with health. Being fit has nothing to do with health. Being fit means you're able to do certain things. That's all. But you would, I don't know, practicing at doing things makes you fit at doing those things. That doesn't have health benefits. Fuck.
Normal weight, and they still saw an increased risk in the obese or the overweight individuals. And what they tend to find is even though their blood markers may not be bad at that time, they progressively get worse versus people who maintain a normal or lean physique, their blood markers don't get worse.
Yeah, those ones that maintain a lean physique, they're not starving. They went to eat their natural diet. The other people, of course, their markers going to get bad because they continue in that behavior, eating the wrong diet.
So if you're overweight or obese, it can be that you just haven't pushed it enough to start seeing it show up perturbations in your blood yet.
Oh yeah, that's it. We should make the fake diet work. This is the best part where they're trying to convince you, yeah man, we're just gonna use this, artificial diet and make it work. Yes, artificial food and all
But
that.
they will come with enough time. And even if they don't, you're still at higher risk of cancer,
Here we go, even if they don't.
cardiovascular disease, and mortality
Okay, so what do you do then if you're at risk at all these things?
than people who are normal weight or lean. This lady has been able
Because they're eating the wrong diet, it's stressing their body, and that's why they're susceptible to these things. Yeah, we know that. Because it comes with accelerated aging.
to build a platform for herself by essentially targeting desperate people who find it easier to not embrace the personal responsibility aspect of this. And so
No, that's not the problem. It's you, the industry, the medical industry, you guys. You're all promoting people eating vegan diets. That's your problem. You're not helping people out there, telling them what is the proper diet to eat. That's your problem. You don't want to solve the problem. You just want to them to continue in this problem by, well, we just have to lower calories. How's that working for us?
fortunately, if she's right, if she really is right, then there's nothing any of us can do
She is right, and there is something you can do. Tell them to go on their natural diet and find out what will happen.
about obesity. Nothing can be done. I wonder what she would say.
I guarantee you, all obese people in America and all around the world, obesity would be obliterated if everybody went on their natural diet in nature.
People like David Goggins or people
How could this be so complicated for this doctor to understand that going on your natural diet will solve all the problems, all the medical problems and everything? Oh, because he'd be out of a business. Shit.
who have lost
What would he have to talk about then? What would he have to do? He wouldn't be a doctor anymore. He'd probably have to find another job. Maybe as a street sweeper. I don't know.
really large amounts of weight.
God forbid if he had to become a street sweeper, right? Oh, I studied all this garbage called medical shit. It's useless now. Because it is useless. It's only exists in man's world.
And kept it off. How does she explain them? Because yes, most people fail, but not everybody. There are millions of people who succeed. How does she explain those data points?
How did they
So
succeed?
unfortunately,
How did they succeed in starving themselves? They all put it back on. It's happened to everybody, happened to Oprah, everyone. Getting big, getting small, getting big, getting small. Because they can't stop eating the herbivore diet. They're all addicted to it.
she's been able to build a following by targeting people who are probably tired of hearing about weight loss, feel very shamed, and this is a short
Yeah, they do because you're not helping them.
short-term way for them to feel better. But if you have no personal responsibility, then you also have no power. And you're a victim and you're helpless. That is not really helpful messaging because at the end of the day, it may not be your fault. And I used to be somebody who, if somebody was obese, I was 100%, that's their fault, it's a choice. I no longer believe.
It's the medical industry's fault. They know what will make people healthy, but they don't want to. I'll leave it at that, man. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you next one. Layne Norton. It's faker than the last time. All they had to do was one thing. Go back to their natural diet. And this problem solved.